Hi, I'm Reek Havok. Today we're going to take a look at the Dave Smith Character module. Not quite sure who the "we're" is that I was referring to in that last sentence, but let's trudge ahead anyway. Now, Character is a 14 HP Eurorack effects module capable of sonic manipulations ranging from subtle to decimated. It features stereo in and stereo out and operates at 24-bit, 96 kilohertz sampling rate. And what I like about this module in particular is that there are 5 different ways to dial in your sound, with controls that include girth, air, decimate, hack, and drive, each with their own CV control. Now, frankly, you had me at decimate, but let's check it out. Now, to make the demonstration easier to follow, I'll be using the Mordax Data 4-channel oscilloscope along with color-coded cables, so that you can see the voltages and waveforms I'm using. The color traces on the oscilloscope correspond to the colors of the cables going into the data and into the Character module. Now, green is the original signal coming from the mutable instrument's braids, which is being driven by an arpeggiator. Blue is the output of the Character module post-processing. Yellow is my CV signal going into the hack input, and red is my CV signal feeding the drive input. I'm going to start without any of the CV modulation, and let's examine the effect of each of the 5 controls and how they affect the sound. We'll be able to hear the change and visually understand what is happening to our sound. The Character module is a multifaceted effects modulator with some interesting controls that affect the incoming audio signal in a variety of ways. Let's start with the drive control. Drive adds overdrive and signal saturation to your sounds. I like having a bit of drive up as it also enhances the other controls as well, but let's hear it by itself first. We'll leave it up a bit at the end. Girth affects the low frequency content of the audio signal, providing low-end support and harmonic content. Air works on the other end of the frequency spectrum. The air control gives the high frequencies some air, and it helps to define and enhance the high end. Now, these first 2 controls can be a bit subtle depending on the input and the drive settings, but now we get into decimate. Decimate does a fine job of, decimating the waveform, as you can see here by the differences between the input in green and the output of the Character module in blue. You hear that start to kick in there and it starts to get a little distorted and changing. All the way to completely destroyed. Now, hack is a glorious bit crusher to stomp out any resemblance from your original signal. This one kind of sneaks up on you as you really increase the knob. You can already hear it there. One really plays with the harmonic content as well. So now let's see what all of these controls do in unison. Let's kick the drive up a little bit more. Let's select a different waveform. Play around with this one. Well, that's it. The Dave Smith Character Module.